And I do believe that the universe and God only gives its greatest battles to the most worthy warriors. So if things like that are happening in your life that is hard, just recognize there's something higher that has gifted you with that experience so that you can come out stronger, so you could help more people in the world.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Thrive State Podcast. I am your host, Dr. V, triple board certified MD and performance and longevity expert. And on today's podcast, we have a very special episode where Natalia Kholodenko, known as Ukraine's Oprah, interviews me on human potential, longevity, and human performance. Now, this is a opportunity where you get to pierce inside my brain and understand that all of life, all of biology, all of human performance comes down to cellular health. And cellular health is all determined by the energetic environment around our cells. It's our energetic environment around our cells, what we feed it nutritionally, emotionally, energetically, actually speaks to our mitochondria and our DNA in a moment-to-moment basis that either drives dis-ease in our body or optimal performance. And so we dive deep into the specifics of that. And so you're going to get a lot of content and a lot of information you could tap and bring back into your life so that you can not only perform better, live longer, but also feel like you are living this beautiful gift of life that has been granted to us. Now, if you're new to this podcast, welcome in. This is a place where I share some of my own ideas, but also interview experts and thought leaders in the realms of biohacking and longevity to give you the tools and insights for you to reach your Thrive State. And if you're new to following me and you want a bunch of free resources, go to thrivestatestarter.com to get those. And if you are a returning listener, thank you. Thank you so much. You can really help this show grow and help our message and movement grow by subscribing to the podcast, giving us a 5-star review wherever this podcast is heard. This will really say, yes, you want more of this content out there. Yes, you want this material and content to help not only enrich your life, but enrich the lives of the people around you as well. So thank you. It will be such a big favor to myself and the people in this community to get your support in that way. And as a free gift to you, well, I have just released a digital version of myself where you can ask the AI version of me anything you want on performance, on longevity, on peptides, on biohacking. Get that by going to mythrivestate.com/biohack to receive your free digital access to Digital Dr. D. Now, on to today's podcast. This was actually an episode shot at the Biohacking Conference this year where I got a chance to meet Natalia Kholodenko, who is actually a beautiful soul and who is known as Ukraine's Oprah. So get a little insight onto some of my thoughts and ideas on performance and longevity and enjoy this beautiful conversation with myself and Natalia Kholodenko.
Hello, my dear. I'm Natalia Kholodenko. I'm professional psychology, and I want to introduce you with Dr. V. Yes, and it's very, very interesting person because you are a professional doctor, but you change your way. And I want to ask you about your story. Why you are not, in clinics? Why you speaker? How it's possible?
Yeah, so I'll go through my story a little bit. About 10 years ago, I had just finished medical school, just done my residency. I went to the National Institutes of Health, the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, all the most prestigious health organizations in the world, become chief of interventional radiology in my hospital. But underneath my white coat, I was sick. I was overweight. I was diabetic. I had high blood pressure. And I knew in the conventional medicine realm, if I continued my path, I would just need more medications and eventually potentially end up in my operating room table. So I was living a life that created disease in my body, but I wanted more answers. I said that this is not right. I'm not born with disease. Why do I have it? And so I did a very deep dive. I went into longevity medicine and regenerative medicine, and I learned all these new biohacks and tools and peptides and stem cells. And I adapted them and it created a beautiful practice. But what I started to recognize as I did deeper and deeper work is how we live our life is actually medicine. How we look at the world, how we treat each other, how we feel every single day, because that feeling changes all the chemicals in our body, the neurotransmitter, the hormones, and we give our cells different messages. And what I would realize was when I was a doctor struggling to make it to the chief of interventional radiology, buy the house, do all these things, I was coming from a place of I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. You know, I wasn't born in America. I was born in post-war Vietnam. And so I was on a refugee boat for 8 months, a Philippine refugee camp for 3 months. And then I came to America. And growing up, I remember constantly being teased, you know, the holes in my hand-me-down clothes from the stinky food my mom, you know, made me eat. You know, there wasn't a lot of Asian people around, and they're like, go back to your home country, Chinky. Right. And so I grew up, you know, not feeling good enough, not feeling tall enough, not feeling American enough. And that was how I looked at the world. And I said, I need to be enough. I need to succeed. I need to strive. I need to do all these things to be enough. And so I just hustled throughout life. And the entire time I had that lens of I'm not enough, and I went through life, I know it now, but I was actually giving every single cell in my body the feeling of danger. When we feel like we're not enough, and when we feel like life isn't happening for us, we are giving messages to our cells. We change genes transcription. Inflammation goes up, your immune system goes down. And our body is an entire ecosystem. And if your cells feel like they are in danger, they put all their energy, rather for growth and for healing, and they put it into this protection mode. And you basically waste a lot of energy. And when your cells aren't healthy, unhealthy cells become unhealthy tissues, which become unhealthy organs, which become unhealthy us. Yeah. And when I started to wake up as to how I was looking at the world through lies that I created myself and started to reimagine the world, which is why when you told me about what you did and how you live life and how you start looking at life and how that changes the way you feel, that way of living is actually medicine.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to share with the people around the world.
I think it's medicine of future, you know, when we never try to help body without mental health. And a lot of people, I'm sure, that think that if I need healthy body, I must make from tomorrow to for all my life, something very heavy every day, a lot supplements, much more sports, gym, everything very, very huge. And it's demotivated them because you think, oh, it's so a lot of work, I don't need it. How you get started?
Yeah. I think those things help. When I was sick and overweight and diabetic, I was listening to other people, and then I started to do new actions. I started to focus a little bit more on my diet. I focused a little bit more on my exercise and how I slept, and things change because your health is basically how you look at the world, and how you look at the world determines what you do. And the things that you do will create an unhealthy state in your body. But I was just focused on the doing, and sometimes the doing felt like a lot. It did shift things a little bit, but it didn't truly shift things totally. Once I got to the point where I recognized that this breath that I'm breathing is truly a gift. You know, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and she almost died, you know, coming into the world. And she just reminded me about the beautiful gift that is life. And yes, life comes with our challenges, our struggles and wars and things like that. But the fact that we breathe is a beautiful thing. That if we have that opportunity to breathe, that means that we are truly loved. We are truly worthy. We are safe, and we're connected to something much bigger. And if we understand, we know, and we embody, and we be that, what then is life? How do I want to live? And then you ask yourself, what do I want to put into my body? Do I want to put in foods that are energetically vibrant and healthy? Do I want to do that? Yes. Versus the crap that I don't have time to do. Do I want to move my body and connect with people?
Yeah.
Yes, because this is a beautiful life that I get to. So when I focus more on the being, all the other things didn't seem like, oh, I have to do these things to struggle. So when you shift from the doing to the being, everything changes.
Yeah, it's true. Did you work with allergy?
Allergy?
Yes.
That's not my primary practice. My
Okay.
primary practice, I was an interventional radiologist. And so what that is using imaging like ultrasound, MRI, CT scans to look inside the body and to perform minimally invasive procedures. So I knew what disease looked like all the different diseases in the body. So I understood all of disease, and I looked at some people with allergies, but that wasn't my primary profession. And then from there, I did a fellowship on regenerative medicine and longevity medicine. And that brought me into a little bit more holistic view. And when I started to understand energy medicine and spirituality, that really woke me up to, wow, how we live our life is medicine.
Yeah. And my question, how you change your body for this time, what you start to do, what you to do every day, and what about your diabetes and your health now?
Diabetes is completely reversed. Absolutely gone. I look at my labs and I biologically age backwards. I'm 47 years old right now, but my biological age is 30.
I feel that you are 30. Yes, maybe 35. If you asked me, I will.
Yeah. And so I am in a very beautiful place. And I think it starts in the morning and the evening, because I used to be at a place where in the morning I check my emails and, figure out what's happening. I grab my
It's
phone.
not miracle morning.
Yeah, it's not. No, because then you already put yourself out of your state and you put yourself in the consciousness of fear, of survival. I need to get this done. And then already you're looking at life through this lens of danger and fear. So which is why it's so important in the morning, I move my body, because moving your body shifts energy. I spend some time breathing and relaxing. And then I also just remind myself, this is the big mantra for me, is I get to breathe. I get to live this life. What do I get to create today? And I put myself in that state. And then throughout the day, I give myself a reminder just to do that, because sometimes the old brain is, oh, what do I have to do? How do I do this? But it's like, I put myself in a state where I really get to. And then from there, what do I get to do now and next? And then I approach my day. And then at the end of the day, it's really important is just, thank you for this beautiful day.
I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. If you are, I just wanted to let you know, join our community. There's so many free resources and a great community of people that desire health, happiness, human potential, to have more in their life, more health, more energy. And when you have those two things together, you could create more happiness, more abundance, whether it be financial, romantic, all these things in your life. And if you're just starting out, you don't know where to go, just sign up for thrivestatestarter.com, because in there you're going to get a bundle of information that includes a longevity ebook, a longevity and performance resource guide, lecture notes that come from my keynotes at Google, at Fortune 500 companies, all the insights in that keynote in lecture slide form given to you. And then finally, breathwork. I share 3 powerful breathwork exercises to access calm, which really gives you clarity and peace during the day, to access energy if you need to wake up and really motivate yourself, and finally a breathwork routine that you could do every single morning so that you could be very intentional with how you create that day. You can find all this stuff delivered free to your inbox at thrivestatestarter.com. And our community is growing. If you want to be a part of a community of people that desire the Thrive State, that are really in Thrive State themselves, and help other people along with that, you could be a part of the community. You can get group coaching from me. We do breathwork sessions, meditation sessions, and you also get to drop in and participate in podcasts in the future. You could find more about the community at mythrivestate.com. That's mythrivestate.com. So check out those resources. You're not going to be disappointed. And please enjoy the remainder of this podcast.
Thank you for this beautiful day. Now I get to go to sleep, and if I have everything in my head, I do like you teach, which is journal or draw, get it out of your head, and then remind myself that I am safe and life is beautiful. Let me get rest so that I get to live another day.
Yes, and if your life not safe, it's not about you, but about another people from Ukraine, for example, how they can find this feeling that I'm okay, how they can say thank you. Maybe you have some ideas.
Yeah, you remind me of a beautiful quote from Viktor Frankl, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's this Austrian Holocaust survivor, saw his father being starved to death, saw his mother and sister murdered. He saw his friends and family members
And
tortured.
his wife too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw all these things, but this was a true test for him because he came up with this phrase, and I think about it and I use it all the time, that between stimulus and response, the stimulus being what's happening on the outside world, between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. And then in that response lies our growth and freedom. So what he was able to do, even in the midst of all of this stuff he saw, was he imagined hope. He gave meaning to what was happening here. He gave meaning. Why did I have to see this? Who do I get to be? I will somehow get out of here. And when I get out of here, what will I get to do? What will I get to share? And so he gave meaning to that aspect of his life. And so for anyone who might be going through a hard time now, I mean, I can only imagine. I've never been in that situation. The closest thing was when I was born. You know, my father got thrown in jail. We were in a refugee camp. But I can only imagine the people just being displaced and more and seeing all this stuff happening. But to remember that and to take a breath, because if there's no physical harm happening to them right then in that moment, they still have access to remember that they still have their breath. When they still have their breath, yes, that they are loved and that they are connected. And to breathe and remember that and start to imagine.
Yeah.
Why was this gifted to me? Why did I have to see this? Why did I have to learn this? What do I get to create in myself? What Viktor Frankl did when he was in there was he imagined his time getting out. He imagined he get to share his story. He get to imagine telling the story that there are parts of the humanity that does not look good. But because I know this and see this, I can create something better.
Yeah.
And how he approached every single day in that camp was he got to share this with the people around him. He get to share his hope.
Absolutely.
And I think for the people who might be going through this is remembering that with that breath comes still love and still light, that there is a reason and a meaning. And if you could create that meaning to be something powerful, then you could feel every single day, even though the external circumstances hasn't changed, that you have the power to choose. That is a way the universe is just giving the power back to you. And I honestly believe, and I've gone through a few things in my life, that all the things that I thought were bad that were happening to me it was like God, the universe, was asking me to be stronger, asking me to become more resilient. And it became a gift for me to understand that I can be bigger, better, and that this experience is preparing me for something bigger. And I do believe that the universe and God only gives its greatest battles to the most worthy warriors. So if things like that are happening in your life that is hard, just recognize there is something higher that has gifted you with that experience so that you can come out stronger, so you could help more people in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you. And what you eat, what's your daily routine, and how you started to this way?
Yeah, well, in the morning, it's a combination and it changes every morning, but breath, because breath can center your body and your nervous system. Then it's visualization, affirmations, and I say different things, but my whole thing is I am love. I am frequency. I get to create this thing. I put myself in that space. Sometimes I listen to something motivational, and after knowing you, I think I'll be listening to some of your things in the morning. So that primes me in the morning. I eat a light breakfast for my body type. I used to fast for a long time, but I realized that I'm a fast metabolizer, and this isn't for everybody because everybody's body type is a little different. But I eat, some protein in the morning. I keep everything relatively whole foods and just not processed foods. I make sure I drink and hydrate throughout the day. Throughout the day, it's important for me every couple of hours, particularly if I'm in my head, I start to move. I get that feeling out of my head. I'm really conscious of my energy. I try to connect. And for me, I'm a connector. Calling somebody that I could help, calling someone I could deeply connect with and share my heart. that fuels me. And then in the evening, again, I just thank the day. And it's like retraining your body, like everything that's happened, as a kid, not being seen, not being heard, those feelings of not being good enough. They are like, I don't know, dirty lenses in a glasses. And if you look at life that way, it could be very hard and life could be very difficult. But when you can learn to clean your glasses, and throughout the day, that's what I've learned is creating energetic techniques to clean my glasses so I can fully see, wow, there's so much richness in life. I get to meet you. I get to meet your team. I get to meet Beth. I get to, hang out at this conference. Like, oh my God, it's so rich.
Yeah.
And when you could put yourself in that state, just like you were saying, as you're imagining things, you're going out, you're helping people, all of a sudden, you're not even thinking about money, but money's coming to you because it's energetic and it attracts into you in that space.
And what you can recommend for people with diabetes? Because a lot of people spoke with doctors a lot of times and they sure that it's impossible to stop it.
No, diabetes is completely reversible. It is a metabolic problem that there are so many people in America and people around the world that's adapted American lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So a couple of things is stress. Manage your stress. Get good sleep and manage your stress. If you're not getting enough good sleep, somebody without diabetes, if you have one night of bad sleep, your blood sugars the next day could look like you're pre-diabetic or diabetic. Why is that? Well, if you don't get enough sleep, cortisol increases. Cortisol increases your blood sugar in the body. And if you're constantly stressed throughout the day, that's what's going to happen. So stress and sleep are super important. In terms of food, avoid processed foods, particularly foods with a simple high carbohydrates, like a lot of rice, a lot of potatoes aren't going to be good, particularly if you're still in the diabetic range.
A lot of people think that the rice, it's healthy food.
It is once you're metabolically healthy and you start to move and you can metabolize that. But when your body already has high blood sugars, what's happening is if you take that, your body's not going to be able to process that and you'll keep your blood sugars elevated. Time restricted feeding is really important too. So reducing your eating window. So let's say you're eating all day. When you're eating all day, your blood sugar is up all day and you're also pumping insulin out throughout the day. Shrink that time window. Start eating only 14 hours a day, then 12 hours a day, then 10 hours a day.
2 times in a day.
Yeah, shorten that. Eat as much as you want during that time, but at least you're not pumping insulin throughout the entire day. It's only a short window. And this doesn't have to be for a long time. You just do it for a little while so that your body learns they could use fat instead of sugar for a while. And over time, that will do it. And then certainly exercise. So sleep, exercise, stress, and then not only what you eat, but how you eat and the time frame which you eat it. If you could follow those lifestyle changes, you'll notice being able to reverse it. And once you reverse it, you'll naturally begin to go, oh, okay, I can now do things a little differently. So now I eat throughout the day, but I'm eating smaller food, smaller amounts, and I'm not eating a lot of carbohydrates.
Okay.
No.
And do you eat something sweet?
On occasion. So in life, and I think particularly when you're in this biohacking world, they're like, oh, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. It could be very regimented. And if you feel like stressed out by living this regimen, that's going to cause stress. So if you look at something, you're like, oh my God, this looks amazing. Enjoy the crap out of the thing. So for sweets, I'm like, is it worth it or not? Because I used to just eat sweet. Oh, that's a nice cookie. That's a nice little cake. And you're just eating. That's not going to be good. But if there's something, particularly when you're traveling, you have like a special dessert from a particular country, enjoy it. And enjoy it fully when you're enjoying it. I just know that if I do this all the time, it's not going to be good for my diabetes. But I'm conscious about where my blood sugars are. I'm metabolically healthy now. And if there's the occasional, so I'll occasionally have a little bit of wine, but I basically stopped drinking. And I'll occasionally enjoy some dessert if it's really, really good. But if it's, just a piece of cookie, nothing special about the piece of cookie, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your experience and what you do now and what result you have. Maybe you're proud for somebody because you helped a lot.
Yeah. Well,
somebody.
I think I'm most proud of allowing people to recognize that there is a lot of busyness in the world and there is a lot of stress in the world. But if I can, by how I live my life, allow people to clean their glasses a little bit, make them feel a little bit differently about their own life and how they're living their life, that's a very beautiful feeling. Because so many people walk out of my keynotes and are like, oh, wow. And I get to live life differently. Now I have new choices of how I approach life. And I really believe it starts from that moment on, that all of a sudden health changes. All of a sudden how you relate to other people and your relationships change, and how the world sees you, your career and the money that comes in your life all of a sudden start to change. And this is why I had such a beautiful conversation with you. It was like, you were a farm girl that had no money, but there was just how you saw life to be. It can be this way. I will be this person. I can live this way. Even before it happened, you shift the energy. And even before we started to talk, I felt you.
Yeah.
Which is this true, authentic soul, which is just real, not going through the brain. What do I do? What do I need from this person? Would this person get me famous? Would this person, not thinking just that. That's a new way of living. And what I could say proud, but what makes me just really happy is if I can contribute at all of making this world a happier place where people can really see each other for the beautiful gifts that they are and then share their gifts with the world. That would be an awesome life for me.
I think we must stop it because it's a very, very huge thing which you said.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy, and I hope we will be playing something interesting in future.
I think so. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Thrive State podcast. And if you're finding that this content is really helping you and your family members, please consider supporting our mission and our cause of elevating health, happiness, and human potential for people all over the world. You can do so by making sure that you subscribe to this podcast, sharing it with your friends and family members, and leaving us a 5-star review wherever podcasts are heard. All these things are going to really help elevate the show and to give us the resources to continue to bring more content just like this to yourself as well as the people that you love. If you haven't already, you might want to consider joining our community. We actually have a community where people get to engage with me in group sessions where we do breathwork, meditation, where we do challenges together, really to be able to get us access to health, happiness, human potential, so that we could have longevity and performance in our life as well. You can check out our community at mythrivestate.com. That's mythrivestate.com. And if you haven't already, pick up a copy of my book, Thrive State. It really gives you all the tools, the pillars that you need to create a blueprint to control the energetics of your life. Who are you? How you show up in the world? The choices that you consistently make create an energy in your body, and you can control this. And when you can control that, you also control the messages you give to your DNA that gives you access, again, to optimal health, longevity, and peak performance. And let me also just share a free gift to you. If you haven't already, please pick up my longevity and performance bundle where I share lecture notes, ebooks, breathwork exercises, and longevity and performance resources at thrivestatestarter.com. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. Thank you for helping us grow. Remember always, my friends, that you are your best medicine.